Huge cannons, tree trunks, and abs of steel are how most athletes want to present their body to the fans of their designated sports. If an athlete wants to get these results, then the best way is by hard work, but many are choosing to use PEDs or performance-enhancing drugs. After some recent publicized events and my love for the game, I've chosen to inform you about the effects of PEDs in baseball. With the increased use of PEDs, players are being idolized for their rising stats, finding trouble in the sport that they love, and being condemned for using drugs to get an advantage. As little kids, we always look up to the players who have the best stats. This idolization results in the mass purchasing of memorabilia of these players. All over the country, kids look up to their favorite players and are being taught that using performance-enhancing drugs is an acceptable way to excel over the competition. As players get closer to breaking records, they gain popularity among the fans. In John DeCant's thesis over baseball statistics in the steroids era, he states that home run rates have risen significantly in the last 20 years, including an 11-year period from 1993 to 2004 where they were at an all-time high. These statistics show that in baseball, if you use PEDs, it results in the increase of the power statistics in the last few decades of the game. Again, this shows that players are being idolized for false stats, or for rising stats. This year, more than any other, players are finding trouble in the sport that they love due to using PEDs. A few examples are Nelson Cruz, Johnny Peralta, Everett Cabrera, and of course Alex Rodriguez. The way the league officials hand out these suspensions is that they increase the duration of the suspension each time the player is caught. With some substances, it is a one strike and you're out policy. And according to Barry Bloom and Jim Maloney, the agreement calls for first-time offenders to be suspended for 50 games, second-time offenders to be suspended for 100 games, and third-time offenders to be banished from baseball for life. This agreement shows that after 2005, league officials want to increase the punishments for using PEDs. Players using PEDs are finding trouble in the sport that they love and may eventually lose the right to play the game. As players receive more suspensions, they are being condemned by fans and other players. When a player avoids his suspension and keeps playing, he is most likely going to get booed by the fans. And this harassment comes in the form of individuals yelling slurs or as group negative chants. In addition, coaches and players have the opportunity to organize an intentional hit by pitch to send a point to that player that he doesn't need to play. As stated by Maureen Mullen from Comcast Sportsnet regarding Alex Rodriguez against Boston, she says, all of which would set the stage for those who believe that Dempster's pitch, actually all four of them, were delivered with a message and a purpose and intent. This statement shows that it is very easy to target these players because the league officials aren't able to bend the rules in order to protect them. Players are condemned by both fans and players often for using drugs to get an advantage. In conclusion, with the increased use of PEDs, players are being idolized for their rising stats, finding trouble in the sport that they love, and being condemned for using drugs to get an advantage. I hope that in this short speech I was able to inform you about the effects of PEDs in the game of baseball, and I would like to leave you with this thought. As the great Thomas Alva Edison said, there is no substitute for hard work.